All right, let's run through a hypothetical scenario. We just injured ourselves, we go home and we have no idea what to do, right? We're looking at our ice pack, we're looking at our heat pack, we're looking at our bottles of Tylenol and ibuprofen, we're looking at a foam roller. I mean, the amount of scenarios that run through patients' heads is overwhelming, and some of them have no idea where to start. So I think we need to go backwards first. Most people have heard of the acronym RICE. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, okay? They thought that by sitting down, raising that extremity, putting ice on it, and strapping it down with an ACE wrap or even white Johnson & Johnson tape was the way to promote healing. The man who created RICE actually kind of went back and demythed that a little bit. And so there's a new, better acronym that we talk about, which is MEAT, which stands for movement, exercise, analgesics, and treatment. Okay, so let's use a rolled ankle for example. We used to go home, plop that thing up on pillows, slap ice on it, and not move it for days sometimes. And then we would try and start moving and it hurt like the dickens, right? So now they're saying we actually want movement in there as quickly as possible, okay? And so start by doing the alphabet. Start rolling that ankle around. Motion is good. Inflammation can be good. We must understand that, okay? So after we start movement, the next step is light exercises. That can be with a band. That can be curling our toes. Some of that needs to be physician mediated. That way you don't end up hurting yourself. Analgesics, right? A pain cream, a CBD cream, Bengay, Icy Hot, you know? Those are all the ones that come to mind right off the bat when we're talking about applicable to the skin, okay? We also must know that there's like turmeric and curcumin and other natural analgesics that we should be using to help stimulate recovery. Lastly is treatment, okay? And treatment is kind of where I come in. Treatment is by the time some of that gets under control, we need to get into a provider, whether that be a chiropractor, physical therapy, athletic trainer, personal trainer can sometimes fill that role. Just know that we shouldn't all do it on our own, that sometimes it's okay to reach out and ask for help to make sure that we're on. We want our trajectory to look like this, right? And so if you've plateaued or you're going backwards after an injury that you've tried to treat yourself, it's probably a great time to reach out to a provider in your area. So we're just switching our acronyms because I get asked all the time, should I use ice, should I rest? And the answer is no. We want to get moving. We want to use our analgesics. And I am going to refer you guys to our topic on just heat versus ice, which I did in another video. And so that'll be down below. Take care, guys. Bye.